Hello, you're back again, I see. Well, got a perler for you today. Let's go make some images. Let's start with a question. Alright, can you actually create consistent AI characters, same face, same vibe, across different tools and scenes? Well, this is what today is all about, is preparing for that. It's best to use one image generation just to give you the first couple of images. This creates a consistent character, and it's also a similar resolution. The way it uses hair and skin, it keeps it kind of similar, which is what I'll show you. So I've actually been using ChatGPT to create my initial image. Here's my initial image here of Corban Fibre. So if I come here and double click on him, as you can see, it's a nice clean image. My prompt was man in 45 years plus with some graying hair and a kind of stubbly beard. He's a good looking version of me basically, and hopefully that kind of face and eyes and persona keeps going through the different pictures that we create. So once you've got nailed your first image, so this is the one I really liked. I tried different ones, and this is the one that I really want to capture, and this is the one I need to make into someone that is hopefully engaging enough to see a virtual music video of. So this is all in preparation of making a music video, because when he's moving, he needs to have a same frame body, he needs to walk in a certain way, his hair needs to flow a certain way, when he turns his head, the profiles and the distortions all need to be similar. So that's what we're aiming to do today. So we take this image and we give it to ChatGPT. So tell ChatGPT what you're up to. So I usually double tap the control bar, and that allows me to speak to it. Use this image of Corban Fibre to make more images of him. Full stop. I'm looking to build a character set so I can eventually animate him in a video creation program. Full stop. To begin with, please give me a side-on view of this character. There you go. Hit the go button. And the beauty is with ChatGPT, I found, one, it was very consistent, and two, it's actually fairly quick. Each image takes around, maybe a minute to create, and from there on I have a fairly high resolution image as well. It's just above HD, I think. It's not quite 16:9, but sometimes it also makes portrait shots and everything like that. So as you can see it slowly thinking, and I find this fascinating. So to create the image, it starts off with a big blur, then it gets less blurry, and then suddenly it's sharp. It's almost like you're creating an idea and you're formulating an idea, and I don't know, it seems similar to how the human mind kind of works, but maybe that's just me. So as you can see here, if I double click on it, we see the full image side profile, and it's pretty damn good, I reckon. I personally can't see many faults in that. You might judge the eyebrows are slightly, or the nose, or the chin, but ultimately as a character and for consistency, I think that looks fantastic. So basically I keep this one, and to make it simple, I usually just put it to my photos, and then from the photos I then export it into JPEG versions or anything else. Everything defaults to PNG versions, which is fine, but if you're going to be using it for webs and things like that, I tend to just change it to JPEG versions. So the first thing is put it into the photos library, and then I open it with preview. So preview is great because from here on I can then export it and I call it Corban profile. I've made it into a different folder called images 2 just for this exercise. Corban profiler. JPEG, might as well make it the best. It's really low in byte size, whereas the PNG is slightly higher, and sometimes it's over 2 megabytes, which you can't upload to certain programs and so forth. So this keeps it nice and low in the size of the files. So, wicked. So from here, now it's got context. It's got a side profile and it's got a head-on profile. Now we want to see something more. So let's create Corban as a mid-shot sitting at a cafe. Oh, don't worry about spelling. We're getting lazy with AI, aren't we? Here we go. So the important thing is, if you take it to any kind of video creation or image creation software, you want to give it as much variation of the character as possible, and that means different size photos, different lighting conditions, the different poses that they could possibly have. I think ideally you need at least 20, and some people even want you, or some programs want you to upload over 100 of them, just so it has as much context as possible. This does not mean it's foolproof, it just means the odds of getting something consistent is a lot better. So let's have a look what he's made now. Here he is at the cafe. It's got that nice solemn look. He's starting to look a little bit younger now, but that's okay. With a little bit of a grade, that's probably fine. But I think still, I'm very happy with this. It's very consistent. It looks like him. It may not be 100%, but then again, take a photo of yourself over the span of a few days and your lenses, lighting, you all look different. And this is the same thing. So here we go. Open it with preview, save it, or export it, image 2, and here we got Corban, mid-shot, cafe. Alright, let's get a little bit more adventurous. Now we want to see a whole body shot of Corban. What can he be doing? Okay, let's have him walking at the beach. Okay. Corban, wide shot. Walking on a stormy beach. Let's make it a stormy beach. Notice I put WS for wide shot. It knows. And I'll prove it. There you go. And I even spelled Corban wrong. Oh dear. So here I am getting my variations of shots. I did this a couple of days ago, and it took me probably a couple of hours. And within the couple of hours I had maybe 30 shots that were very good, with all different styles. He was in a cafe, he was on a beach, he was playing with his dog, he was at a bar, he was laughing with some mates, and it kept the consistency really nice. And I have to take my hat off to ChatGPT. I think their imaging creation is friggin' awesome. Let's have a look what it's created. So not quite the full wide shot, but it's given him a nice jacket, kept the black sweater there. Consistency wise, it's pretty good. So I want to save this one. Export that baby. Okay. Corban, that's more like a medium wide, but anyway. SW. So now I just write. I really want to see Corban as a full length picture. So make sure we see his feet. Full stop. Use the same image, but just zoom it out so we see his whole body. Full stop. Let's see what happens. So there you go, creates. I think it's important that we get the whole body in. So we've got close up, mid, whole body. That's a really good start. The next step is to really build the character, and I will show you how to do that in a minute once this has been created. Like I said, I might as well go to a question. What's the difference between generating pretty pictures and building a recognizable persona? Well, I think AI is phenomenal in making one-off pretty pictures and maybe two one-off pretty pictures. But consistency is still the biggest gap, especially where filmmaking is concerned. So if you're a content creator and you're trying to build a narrative with consistent characters throughout, systems struggle with that. And especially the systems that we have access to, because we have a limited budget, and the computing power it takes for it to create consistency is enormous. So you're either going to be paying hundreds of dollars for the top of tier generation programs, and that still doesn't guarantee you consistency of character and of movement. But that's another video. Okay, here we go. Finally, we have a full body picture of Corban Fibre. There he is, ladies and gentlemen. He is going to be in my next music video. So I'm going to export him. Here, Corban, let's go, full body. Great. We're starting to get a really good, okay, let's stop that, which means I need to wrap it up in a minute, which is fine. Okay, and the last bit I wanted to show you is, because we're building a character set, tell it. Okay, now I need a character set of Corban. Please make a 6-panel version of him, where we see him front on, 45-degree angle, 90-degree angle, and from behind. And done. Okay, this is kind of the last step. Once you have this, you've got a really good asset that you can show anyone else who's helping you create the character, or create him in motion, or create him in other photo material. I found this to be very useful when I'm using it for video, is just to give this 6-panel version straight to the system, and I was amazed in how consistent it actually is. So here we go. It's starting with just, looks like just the head. You do this for the head, you do it for the mid shot, and you also do it for the wide shot. So this is how you create a beautiful character set. As you can see here, there we go. Nice and consistent. We have the back of him. So if he does rotate within a video environment, we've pretty much got all our assets covered. Well, let's save that one. Open in preview, export that baby. Corban 6-panel. And this is more like a close-up. There you go. Right. That's really what I wanted to show you in this video. As you can see, we have quite a bit of a character set already, and this is basically what you do, if not only for your own sanity, to really get the character out there. The next step for me is to really come up with a way to explain who he is. You know, what's his personality? Does he have friends? Does he have family? Does he have a dog? Spoiler alert. All of that will be revealed in the next video. Thanks for watching.